Hi, hello, hello. We are reading now a new chapter of One Punch Man. This is chapter 127. It had some really crazy title I saw. Demons Combined. Demons Combined. Now, you can take that very literally and think that a bunch of demon-ranked monsters are going to combine into one dragon-ranked monster or something, but I don't actually think that's going to happen. So instead, it's going to be something more metaphorical. On the cover, we see the most terrifying versus the most evil, a psychokinetic clash of Psychos versus Tatsumaki. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how much of this we're going to be focusing on. The last chapter, of course, was largely focused on the fight between Garo and Shining Dark Alloy Super Shine. Oh my god, I can never remember his name. I just remember there's a bunch of words like that strung together. Okay, this is 127. Then Garo versus Darkshine was in a chapter titled Psychos. Hey, yeah. I don't know. Oh, whatever. That's up to Murata to decide. So yeah, the last chapter we read turned out to be chapter 126.2, and this is actually chapter 127. So I'm going to change the title of my video of the upload that's coming of that one. I'm not gonna bother changing the thumbnail. That's too much effort. Hold on. I'm gonna do it right now. Let's enjoy some behind the scenes. Uh, Not really a look, but a listen. So this is going to be called 126.2, even though the thumbnail will say chapter 127, and then this one will be 127 proper. Okay. So Psychos has just drunk this some sort of cyclic elixir, boosting her mental energy, allowing her to resist Tatsumaki yanking her all the way up from over a kilometer down in the earth. Will it be effective? I don't know, but I gotta say, I love this shot of Tatsumaki here. We were talking before about the like kind of cartoonish Tatsumaki, and how in contexts where she's actually being quite terrifying, the cartoonish Tatsumaki suddenly takes on this really powerful aura of just an incomprehensible force. Someone who is so far above you that you can't even recognize the true form of their power. Now it's like we are recognizing that true form. Now with these whited out eyes and this super stylized silhouette, Tatsumaki really does look like the number 2 ranked hero. So even after all this psychic boosting, Psychos is still getting yanked off the ground. She thinks she can drag me up from this distance. There's no way she can pull this off. Oh my god, this Tatsumaki face. Everyone is better than the last. Just the glowing orb eyes and that mischievous tiny little smile. Just that. I don't care. I don't care what you're trying. I can feel you resisting me, but it's not enough. It is not enough. And just the contrast that as Tatsumaki's face gets all these different abstractions, more and more abstract, we see Psycho's face covered in sweat, veins a popping, looking like she's in the Garo versus Darkshine fight. um, just the contrast between the two really shows the level. Oh, and she's bound. A psychic binding ring. This is feeling like a Mob Psycho sort of fight. Uh, Preventing her, I guess, from, I don't know, some sort of flexing. This is the interesting thing with depicting these psychic battles. Probably a lot of the glowy aura stuff is irrelevant. And probably a lot of the physical effects happening to the combatants are actually mirroring some invisible telekinetic force. What I'm saying is that binding Psychos' arms like this doesn't really do anything. It doesn't stop her from using her psychic abilities. It's not like she actually had to wave her arms around to cast psychic spells or whatever. But that something else is accompanying that, and that this binding is A, because one and Murata are perverts and they wanted to draw this, and B, because otherwise it would be kind of difficult to tell what was going on. It's interesting to me, and since we're going to get a lot of psychic fights in to come, I wanted to point this out. Because I'm a pervert. No, just kidding. I wanted to point this out because I think it'll be interesting to see what other depictions they use and what other kind of visual aids they use to kind of keep us engaged on a visual level. In the webcomic, I'm really curious how they'll adapt this. There's a long discussion about how the psychic powers actually work and how they kind of match up against each other and how like the tornado itself works. And I feel like that kind of visual language, even more than it did in the webcomic, is going to translate in and out of these fights and these descriptions and stuff. Anyways, piece of cake. Just look at her. Oh, she's so good. This is probably the best one yet. This is where he starts straying into the one art more and more. The sketchiness around her eyes, those like really scribbly faint lines, I think is so fantastic. And just the raw emotion conveyed by this. She's so pissed. Piece of cake. All I'm doing is fishing up a regular human who has nowhere to run. See? Ooh, and here, even Tatsumaki's veins are popping. She's actually exerting herself with this final pull. Just because she's bored of this. Just because she probably could, without much effort, slowly yank up Psychos with a finger. But she knows that that would boost Psychos' ego too much. She really wants to humiliate her. She really wants to show that there's levels to this shit. So now we're getting the full power yank out. Whoa. She starts flying upwards. Psychos rips apart the barrier. Again, what does this actually mean? I don't know, but symbolically we know what that means. And screams, "Get down here, you bastard!" And Tatsumaki's actually shocked that she was able to break free of this binding and retaliate. Even though it seems like she's still getting pulled upwards, she's retaliating as she's rocketed upwards in the air. Ooh! And Tatsumaki's actually dragged down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, it's not that I expect that it would hurt her. You know, she's got many, many layers of psychic barrier underneath. But it is still surprising because I don't think that happens in the webcomic. I don't know. Every time I'm like, I don't think that happened in the webcomic. Someone just posted the exact panel where it happens in the webcomic. So I'm trying to be judicious with it. But yeah, the fact that they're showing that Psychos actually has some effect on Tatsumaki does surprise me. It doesn't seem like it's when that should happen yet. Alright, so meanwhile our minecart adventures, the deepest caverns of the Monster Association headquarters. I wonder if this will bring them close to Psychos' lair, which she mentioned is far, far below. And of course, they're going for Orochi's lair. That's the monster's stated intent is to take them there, and privately the monster thinks I'm going to take them there so they get killed. But he's not misleading them, at least. This is phenomenal. The gigantic skull and the bones and stuff. I just love it. How much would you love a video game set in the Monster Association arc? How much would you love that? You could even, I mean, I know open world is kind of pooped upon for how overdone it is, but wouldn't it be fun to just have the monsters where they are, you choose a hero, and you just get free reign to explore, fight any dream matchup of your choosing. You can play as Saitama for easy mode and go around one-punching stuff if you just want the exploration of it. Oh, that just sounds so much fun. Never gonna happen. Look to your right. Whoa, look to your right! It's Psychos. Oh! And Saitama is a little surprised. It's obviously a human. A human flying upwards at incredible speed. This is so cool. The way that their psychic energies are twining around each other like DNA strands. Meeting right in the middle of the Monster Association. Oh, this is a cool shot. Yo, that's such a cool shot. Just again, I just can't get over these Tatsumaki facial expressions. I don't know how Murata is so good at them. Every one of them is like so unique and conveys like such a perfectly appropriate emotional space, and yet all of them are so like essentially Tatsumaki. Like you know it's her from any given expression. And then Psychos is pissed off, of course. But look at that. She's so devilish. Oh, man. Oh, it's so good. Oh, a cool shot. Huge globe of psychic energy. again, just all the background of the Monster Association, given the sense of scale it has and that like maddening Lovecraftian hive mind complexity. What this reminds me of more is the Borges story of the Library of Babel, the library that extends infinitely and contains every permutation of book, every ordering of characters in the English language, or I suppose Spanish language, is put, well, actually, it's the same letters, so it is both every English book and every Spanish book. Sorry, this is a terrible explanation. But just the sense of endlessness. All these little rooms, endlessly, as if each one of them contains shelf after shelves of books. Instead, they contain monsters. That's fine, too. And looking into one random one. Here's a couple monsters now. Freaked out, because what exactly is going on? They've already put up with a lot today. They probably saw Lord Orochi flying up and down there and firing blasts and stuff. Today is the day you lose. It's your fault for pushing me this far. Tatsumaki. Okay. I keep getting strands of hair. I have polysporin all over my face. And it's really sticky, so if my hair gets into it, it's really annoying. God damn, there's still one. Okay. It's fine. Okay. Tatsumaki versus Psychos. Is that so? Speaking of, where is the kid? Is she referring to Fubuki? Oh, no, of course. She's referring to the hostage. I love that Tatsumaki, although she's been one of the most effective fighters on the hero side, only really beaten by Saitama. And she's been going through and easily dispatching people. Actually, possibly more effective than Saitama, because she actually went straight for Psychos. Straight for Gyoro. Started taking care of the most strategically important adversaries. But she actually has no idea what's going on. She's been like too efficient to learn that, the kids have been freed. One hostage has been totally recovered. One hostage is still somewhere in the caves. Oh my gosh, look at all the aliens, or, well, not really aliens, but monsters in the background. They just look so silly. I love them. This one guy's so shocked. He's just gawking. He's so into it. He really wants to see this fight. Everybody else seems a little more concerned, a little more hesitant. Confirm that there's one other child besides the one you took hostage. She just squishes all the onlookers. That's pretty funny. Ah, yes. This is a fated encounter indeed. The King engine is roaring. He really is blessed by luck. You can't discredit that. He is almost supernatural and beyond his limiter when it comes to luck. His entire life, he's just been showing up at the end of fights that could have easily killed him, but miraculously, just in time, somebody one-punched the enemy. Because of that, he gets this illustrious career, which of course he doesn't want, but, it's worse things than being a famous, highly paid, highly beloved hero. And in this situation, his extraordinary luck saves him again. Sent off alone into the Monster Association headquarters, left just wandering aimlessly, probably having resigned himself to death long ago. He encounters the friendliest person of all. Even if he encountered another hero, that hero would probably be like, "Come on, King! I just had run away from a really tough monster. You come along and help me beat him." And then he would die. Only this kid, literally only this kid in this entire complex is safe to run into. Ah, thank God you came here to save me. Or this kid or Saitama, but Saitama is riding around in a minecart. Don't move. Oh, King thinks he's a monster. Something like that? I don't know. I kind of remember this. Something like this happens in the webcomic. I remember these two meet up in the webcomic. It's useless. I already know. Know what? Concealing your true form while approaching me for a sneak attack. That is your despicable nature. Yeah, it thinks the kid is a monster. With the King engine roaring, this kid must be terrified. He thinks King is about to annihilate him. Obviously, it's not a monster. Hilarious. Okay. Oh! Oh, the series is so goofy. Oh my god, I love it. Maybe this happens in the webcomic. I don't remember. But that's hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Godly luck. Simply godly luck. And this monster is actually really scary. It might be threat level demon or something. If it can go totally invisible, there's not that many heroes that can deal with that. Wow. Should be completely transparent. It's such a goofy design too. There's so much love put into even the simplest, goofiest, one-off character designs. I'm really sorry to bother you. See myself out. Monsters are really scary. Do you want to hold my hand? Oh, King. What a gentleman. The realest of all. Of course, it's he's the one that's scared. The monster runs off, absorbed into the slime. Ooh, so this is an interesting twist. Orochi still lives. The Orochi heart element. Now this is quite interesting because Orochi was originally just a human. Orochi was just a normal human being that transformed into a monster and was nurtured by Gyoro Gyoro. And quite unceremoniously, one-punched by Saitama. Although, he did get a very good fight against Garo. That was one of my favorite fights of the series. Just the transformations and the evocation of dragon and seeing Garo struggle so helplessly against a monster thousands of times his size and capable of things totally transcendent in martial arts. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I was already quite satisfied with Orochi, but and just the whole concept of the main fighting force of the monsters getting like off-screened almost is quite satisfying. But this is interesting too. Now there's two ways I can see this going. One is that Orochi actually does become a presence in the end game of this arc. Maybe Garo gets his revenge against him, albeit a weakened Orochi that's only evolved to some certain level. Maybe this leads to an even more complex situation with Orochi still being able to hand out monster cells, given that those are like produced from his body. I don't know if he's still capable of that. It seems like this might be even just the essence of the monster cells, that the Orochi, the human, is long gone at this point, and all that remains is this monsterization goop. Alternatively, here's something that I find funny. What if King goes around the corner and just like steps on it? And King is the one that actually finally finishes off the monster King. King beats King. It's got a little poetry to it. I think that would be really funny. I kind of doubt it though. I feel like, I don't know, every time I'm like, there's no way they'll do an anticlimax like that. I forget. This is One Punch Man. It's all about the art of the anticlimax. Ingest blood to regenerate my body. Ooh, this is cool. It's like a slime mold. You guys know about slime molds? They're really neat. I don't know, it's too much of a tangent. If I switch over to actually showing you my screen and looking at them, then we're going to be here for like half an hour. But check them out. Slime mold. They're really neat. All these rando monsters. This is kind of cool. Because much more than in the webcomic, it's established that there's just tons of rando monsters all over the place. Just because Murata and love designing them and drawing them so much. And I'm grateful too. But they're going to be pretty irrelevant, right? Like none of these monsters can hold a candle to any of the heroes, besides King. And so far all they've been doing is providing like comic relief. There's the one that's the tour guide for Saitama and Flash. There's, ones that just randomly get killed. There's ones that get jobbed to show that another monster is strong. But they're not really amounting to much. But here, it's like they all serve a purpose. This is the demons, I guess, that are going to be ingested by Orochi so that he can become 2.0. This is quite horrific, by the way. The way these are drawn, with the silhouettes of the monsters still clinging to life as they're absorbed. Really gross. Good stuff. Good stuff to Murata. If again, we've been talking a lot when we were talking about the webcomic about the potential one horror story. If they teamed up again and like split art duties somehow, that when you want things that are like really graphically gory and like body horror-y and like the realism of it freaks you out, you get Murata to draw it. When you want something like super scary and mysterious and like as someone described like a blurry live leak video of someone getting beaten to death, an image that I'm happy to say I don't know if it's accurate, but it sure sounds accurate and very evocative. Then you bring in one to draw it. Ooh, that might be a comic even though I think it would be super interesting and a masterpiece, I might not even be able to read it if the two of them teamed up to do pure horror. Okay, so he's able to sense Tatsumaki and Psycho's fighting. Orochi reaches out with these disgusting bleh, trying to absorb that energy. Psycho's with an awesome laser eyes attacks. I don't know they can do laser eyes. I guess he can do anything. It's psychic power. Blast them with your laser eyes. Why not? I had laser hair removal. Use your laser eye removal. That's why I have polysporin all over my face, by the way. I had laser hair removal this morning. This is a cool shot. Again, just everything showing the scale of the background I think is awesome. And do 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 do. All these monsters getting annihilated. Orochi's like, hey, what's up? I need to eat those. Why are you vaporizing them with psychic energy? That would make a good treat for me. I can have a little monster as a treat. Answer my question. Where's the kid? So her laser eyes get easily sucked down into some other psychic vortex beam. She's now wrapping like a collar of psychic energy, even more restrictive than the waistband. I love this. The series is so good at these sorts of juxtapositions. But this is one of the most intense fights we've had this entire saga, happening floating in space with millions of, well, not millions, but lots and lots of onlookers and collateral damage and explosions and everything you would want. And then we cut from that to the kid in question, to the kid that Tatsumaki is demanding the location of. And he's just slowly climbing a staircase with this poor old geezer who just wants to be at home playing Aerogay. Kid just wants to be at home reading his hero book. And here they are, wandering around. The King engine is getting louder! Sasuga King! No matter the situation, he's always ready for battle. No, he's just tired! Oh my god! All he's been doing is playing Aerogay! He can't climb stairs! There's an elevator! Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh, King is so relieved. He can't hide his relief. Oh, this is bad, though. If they take the down elevator, that could just be like... They just reset all of their progress. Pull this lever, right? Oh, this is just so much fun. All these little mechanisms and the monster association. Like when we saw the mining and stuff. I really like it. I really like it. None of this stuff is in the webcomic. So they get into Nobody one, ascending, Nobaru, Nobiru, I don't know, to climb. And then, yeah, this faucet opens up, pours in this bucket so it serves as a counterweight. That's so cool. That's so cool. And presumably when it gets to the top, there's something that drains the bucket at the bottom so that it stops and then it can fully reset. Neat. Naruhodo. The slime pursuing them. One of the most dangerous monsters, if not the most dangerous monster in this entire arc. Reduced to nothing but a sludge. Pursuing the strongest hero in the whole arc. I don't know, it has a nice ironic juxtaposition. And here, iconic Tatsumaki's eyes. Well, one more kid's behind the hostage. One of our members took him of his own accord. Managed to escape from his cage. I don't know where he went after that. So Psychos is spilling everything. So far, totally honestly, too. Remaining outsiders in the hideout are Nariki's mercenary squad, Hero Hunter Garo. That's everyone. Okay. So she's saying that the kid is somewhere, I guess. She's using some sort of talisman here to observe. And yeah, the mercenary squad that has been brainwashed by Super S, and Garo, of course, somewhere around here. I don't know if the heroes were super aware of that. I think they had kind of suspected that Garo was working with them, which isn't quite accurate. But I don't know if they knew he was, like, there now. Because none of the heroes are talking to each other. Nobody's got their communication thing turned on. Only Child Emperor. Well, Child Emperor and a few others, but they're not good at it. Got the above. Oh, yay! She's actually using it. Oh, so that's what that is. That's not a talisman that Psychos is using to track people. It's Tatsumaki getting the intel. What's going on with the heroes? What are they supposed to do? On my mask. Regarding the mercenary squad, I could not save them. That's right. That was all kind of off-screened, but it was pretty clear that's what he was going to end up doing. Wiping them out. Brainwashed by a monster. That would be your fault. Who told you to participate when you're clearly lacking ability? You decided to contact the other members? Really finding a very dangerous cadre. Requiring urgent assistance. My location is... So Tatsumaki's hypocrisy here is quite evident. That she's like, you could have saved them. Should have called someone. Clearly lacking ability. And then he's like, well, I'm calling someone now. I need help. I'm about to lose. And she's like, why would you call someone? If you can't defeat them by yourself, should have been on it. Tatsumaki's impossible to rejoin with. Can someone else please respond? Can we switch opponents? Yeah, because Sweet Mask would probably do really well against almost everyone else besides... Well, I don't know. There's no way that... Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's not true at all. They're all pretty bad matchups for him. The remaining monsters are just bad matchups for everybody. They're just strong. They're just so strong. And Psychos, I guess, probably getting some smug satisfaction. Her battle plan worked. She actually matched them up perfectly. Found me. Internal conflict in the middle of battle. These people really heroes. It's like this woman thinks she's already won. They still have a chance to win. She's thinking about something way down there. Now, it could be that she's aware that Orochi is still reviving, that Orochi is still capable of battle later. But maybe she's thinking about some totally new monster, some remake exclusive monster that was down in those test tubes or something. She still feels like she has cards to play, even though she's already deployed all of the cadres we know about, even though she knows that all of the dragon levels are engaged in battle or have been defeated. It still seems like she has cards up her sleeve. Big psychic blasts bursting and burning through everything. No idea what's happening here. It looks like Tatsumaki was freaked out for a second in this bottom panel. Psychos did something. Ah, yeah, she made some bombs, detonated herself somehow, and Tatsumaki's clothes are tattered. Dirt is on her body. Never before have we seen an attack affect her to this extent. Ah, it's all these dragons, that's what's doing it. Orochi has spread himself out. All the places that his slime mold reached, they devoured the monsters there and turned into little dragon turrets. Aren't they so cute? They're adorable. Little dragons. I love their designs. The fact that every one of them is unique, probably based on the monsters it happened to consume. It's very cool. Very cool design. Good boy. You're still alive, Orochi. Good. Come, join me. If we use the tremendous energy contained in your body to amplify my psychokinesis, can surely win against that woman. Okay. So this is the fate of Orochi, the big team up with Psychos, making each of them a much stronger threat than before, and bringing Orochi into relevance again, into this endgame. albeit in a role that will probably match up with Psychos' role in the webcomic. Now, here's what I want to see. This goop, this draconic energy, swirls around Psychos. Transformation. Because I know Murata wants to draw more Psychos, more transformations. She already has a pretty cool design, I'll admit. A little perverse, but you know, I understand. This is shonen. So I want... you can go even further in this direction, Murata. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I know you want to. Meanwhile, the sticky stuff underneath your tongue. I don't know what he's referring to, and I'm scared to check. But maybe there is some sticky stuff underneath my tongue that I've never noticed before. What's underneath your tongue? You can only really feel it with your tongue. It doesn't feel sticky. Anyways, their poor minecart adventure, after many chapters of rollicking fun, has come to an end. Ah, I'm sad, I'm sad. Demon in the title is the devil spirit kind, not the threat level. Okay, that makes sense. There's an old Murata sketch of Orochi from long ago. Ooh. Ooh, I love that. It's like a plant. You water it. More and more and more snakes come out until he's big, big snake man. Okay, this is fun. I'm predicting new Psychos form. That's my big prediction. I don't think it's that wild of a prediction. I think Murata is more than happy to draw a monstrous version of Psychos. So we can look forward to that, probably in a couple weeks. I'm so glad to be releasing these chapters much more on time than before. Once we're kind of in a normal release cadence again, like I would have just published this today had it not been for the fact that we had a couple more catch-up chapters to do first. You follow me. Okay, so yeah, let's look forward to more and look forward to releasing those videos like right away. Yeah, so fun. Okay, bye-bye.